The story of Bilirubin. In the heart of a busy medical school campus where the glow of library lamps outlasted the sun, where coffee cups piled up faster than hours could pass, there lived a small orange cat. He arrived without ceremony, without a collar, without a home. No one knew his name or where he came from. He simply appeared one chilly morning, padding silently across the courtyard tiles. At first, he kept his distance, observing the hurried rhythm of the place. Medical students rushing between lectures, white coats fluttering like sails, professors with tired eyes and thick stacks of papers. The air always smelled faintly of hand sanitizer, espresso, and determination. It was a world busy building healers, and yet, in all its intensity, it barely noticed the little stray weaving between its footsteps. Days went by. The cat watched, listened, learned. He discovered warm metal grates that blew out comforting air and quiet corners where he could curl up unseen. He learned which dumpsters offered the best scraps and which doors students propped open during late-night study sessions. Still, he remained alone until one evening when the sky cracked open with rain. It wasn't a gentle drizzle, but a full, cold downpour that soaked everything instantly. The cat darted beneath the stone steps of the main building, shivering, pressing himself against the wall in the hopes of staying dry. There, on the top step, sat a young woman. Her textbook lay open on her lap. The rain had begun to blur the ink, turning her notes into watercolor streaks. Her shoulders were slumped, and her breaths came unevenly. She looked like someone trying very hard not to fall apart. The cat watched her, and something in her stillness, her quiet sadness, tugged at him. It was a feeling he recognized: loneliness, exhaustion, and the weight of having no one to turn to. So, with tiny, careful steps, he crept closer. She didn't notice him at first. She was too lost in her thoughts, staring at a page she could no longer read. But when she finally lifted her head and saw him, so small, so wet, so hopeful, her expression shifted, not into a full smile, but into something softer, something that flickered with warmth. Almost on instinct, she reached into her backpack and pulled out the only food she had left, a half-eaten sandwich wrapped in paper. She tore off a piece and gently set it on the ground. The cat hesitated, sniffed, then ate. In that rainy moment, a quiet bond formed, simple, fragile, and yet deeply comforting to them both. Over the next days, the girl returned to her usual study spot outside the school, and each time, the orange cat was there waiting. The sight of him became her small daily comfort, a bright spot in the chaos of exams, labs, simulations, and sleepless nights. She brought him food, sometimes bits of her lunch, sometimes treats she bought just for him. Soon, other students noticed. A little community formed around the cat. Medical students leaving snacks, gently petting him during breaks, sometimes even greeting him before greeting each other. Doctors smiled when they saw him, calling him the school's unofficial mascot. He wandered the schoolyard with surprising confidence, slipping into small group study sessions as if he belonged there. He'd perch on a windowsill while students practiced clinical skills or slip under chairs while professors lectured. Some swore he brought them good luck on exams. Others said he soothed their nerves better than any mindfulness app. Yet no matter how many friends he made, his loyalty always belonged to the girl. She was the one he waited for each morning, the one he followed across the courtyard, the one he trusted most. She had given him kindness when he needed it most, and he returned that kindness in the way only a cat could, quietly, steadily, with gentle companionship. Then winter arrived. The temperatures dropped sharply, and the cat struggled to stay warm outside. One night, the girl found him curled up near a doorway, trembling uncontrollably. His fur was soaked through from freezing rain, his tiny paws stiff from the cold. The sight hit her like a blow. Without a second thought, she scooped him into her arms, wrapped him in her scarf, and whispered, "You're coming home with me." He spent that night and every night after sleeping in her bed. At first, she tried to place him on a blanket at the foot of it, but he had other plans. He climbed up, nudged her gently, and curled on her pillow right beside her head. From then on, they were a pair inseparable, in the way only two souls who have saved each other can be. He began sitting right next to her as she studied, curled into a warm ball against her thigh or her backpack. When she sighed in frustration over complex diagrams or dense chapters, he'd nudge her hand as if to remind her she wasn't alone. Their life together began to fill with small, beautiful moments. Lazy weekend breakfasts where he pawed at her toast. Study marathons with him sleeping on her open laptop. She'd laugh softly at the audacity, but didn't move him. Movie nights where he sprawled across her stomach like an orange heating pad. They spent Christmas together, her first holiday away from home during medical school. She bought him a tiny red bow, and he tolerated wearing it long enough for a few photos. In the spring, she took him camping with friends. He wandered around their tent, wide-eyed at the sounds of birds and crackling campfires, before settling proudly on her lap as if to guard her from the wilderness. Time moved forward, as it always does. 2 years passed, years of laughter, stress, growth, and a love between girl and cat that only deepened with every shared day. As she neared the end of her training, the school sent her a formal letter inviting her to graduation. At the bottom, someone had handwritten a note: "Your special guest is welcome to bed." So on graduation day, she walked across the stage in her gown, and in her arms was the orange cat, clean, healthy, and proudly wearing a tiny blue bow. The audience erupted into cheers, clapping louder for him than for many graduates. For a moment, stress melted away, replaced by pure joy. The cat who had once been abandoned now stood in a room full of people who loved him. He had once been unwanted, alone, and left behind. But by trusting a sad girl on a rainy night, he found a family. And she, through loving a little orange stray, found a steady source of comfort, companionship, and quiet hope in the hardest years of her life. Together, they discovered that love doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it pads softly toward you on wet paws, waits patiently at your feet, and stays with you forever. From that day on, they were home. The end.